This isn't our usual video, so if you're seeing us for the first time, we hope you'll check out our travel channel and subscribe. But today we wanted to share something that is very upsetting to us.
Many of you know that we have a little dog named Annie. She goes everywhere with us. She's an 11-year-old Havenese and a big part of retirement travelers.
Yeah, when we finish our Airstream trip this summer, she will have traveled to 49 states and 46 national parks. Our next journey is to travel the world.
Unfortunately, the CDC has suddenly implemented a new rule that will affect the future travels of Annie and also impact many other Americans and their pets.
Yeah, stay tuned and we'll tell you all about it.
C.S. Lewis said, "You're never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." We're John and Bev, and after a lifetime of hard work, our retirement goal is to travel the world and finish our lives with many memories we've made along the way. We are the retirement travelers. Come along as we travel the world on this crazy retirement adventure.
So recently we sold our home so that we could travel the world for 10 years. For the past 2 years, we have traveled across the country while we wait for COVID to subside and for world travel to once again be safe. Sadly, the new CDC mandate involving dog travel has created a fiasco for us.
Yes, we are leaving for Panama at the end of October and traveling throughout Central America for about 4 months. We've spent so much time booking both accommodations and flights for us and for Annie.
Yeah, it's really important to us that we include Annie on our trip because she's old and only has a few more years to live. She is very dependent on us and she has a lot of separation anxiety when we're apart. We really just want her life to be a happy one.
You know, our plan is to travel all over the world, and while she's still alive, we had planned to only go to dog-friendly countries so she could come along. You know, many countries welcome dogs if they are microchipped and vaccinated for rabies by a USDA veterinarian.
So the other day I was doing some travel planning and happened upon a new rule the CDC has enacted effective July of 2021 that prevents the import of dogs from the 113 countries where they believe rabies is still in the dog population. This new rule, they say, is because these countries have inadequate documents and vaccination programs.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does all this relate to Annie? Because first of all, she's an American dog. She was vaccinated on American soil by a USDA American veterinarian with a US approved vaccine. In fact, she's had a vaccine every single year of her life. However, the CDC is treating her like she's an import dog from a high-risk country rather than a US dog on vacation.
Yeah, the CDC is worried about other countries. We get that. But why punish us for another country's program? Vaccinated American dogs are very well protected, and rabies failure is very rare. Antibody testing is available to prove your dog's immunity, which the CDC could easily require.
If the CDC wanted to address this concern, they could just prevent the import of dogs that don't have a US vaccination. This rule is an overreach and really needs to be modified to clear all dogs like Annie who come and go from the US. It would be very easy to modify the rule to allow the dogs that originate here to travel freely if they're fully vaccinated.
Yeah, well, that rule would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Actually, one of the most shocking facts is that if you're coming from a low-risk country, the CDC doesn't even require a rabies vaccine. You know, most countries do require one, that every dog coming in has a vaccine. You'd think if they were worried about a single dog, they'd make sure every dog was vaccinated. You know, actually over the last 6 years, out of the millions of dogs coming here, there have only been 4 dogs test positive for rabies. That is an extremely low rate.
Yeah, this new rule is a temporary moratorium and is expected to last at least a year, but could last longer. The CDC is giving an exception. If you are already abroad, you can apply for a one-time exemption to bring your dog home, but you're not allowed to travel out and return again with the dog. The good news is that if you're a federal government employee on official business, your dog can come and go with you to all countries without restrictions. But the same does not apply to the average American citizen like us. That just seems un-American. There shouldn't be special rules for government workers that are different than ours. Our dog is no more at risk than theirs.
So, we want to sound the alarm. This will affect many types of travelers. If you're a retiree who, say, spends their winters in South America, or if you live in a van and just want to travel through Central America, or you're serving in the military or working in one of the 113 countries just hoping to come and go with your dog, you need to be aware of this new rule. The CDC won't even allow quarantine for your dog to clear them. Without an exemption, your dog will be sent back to the country you traveled from.
Yeah, we will link the rules below for you to read yourself, which includes the list of countries affected. If you need to get your dog home, it will take time to apply for an exemption, so be prepared. Because of the demand, it is taking the CDC 6 weeks to process the exemptions. They are requiring an antibody test if your dog was vaccinated somewhere else, and that can take months too. You don't want your dog stuck outside the country. If you are simply on vacation, they will deny you if you've left the country while the moratorium was in effect. Your dog will be sent back to where they traveled from.
So now, our very sad news. Annie will not be traveling with us in October. We are forced to leave her behind with a family member for 4 months because of the CDC rule change.
We know that she will be loved and adored, but it doesn't stop the pain we have in our hearts or the frustration for the system in place. We know that she will endure a lot of stress being away from us. She's just a little lapdog who loves and needs us.
So we're going to reach out to everyone we know who we believe might be able to help get this rule corrected. Be sure to subscribe, and we will be giving updates as we learn more.
Yeah, please share our story on Facebook, and maybe someone will have an idea that can help our little girl Annie and all those who need to travel with their dog. If you know someone who can help or get the word out, please send us a private message or on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll follow up.
Thanks for listening.